$150,000, and that's what they're giving you in return. I think people ought to be outraged. They ought to throw as many of those bums out of there as possible. All right, what do we have? Okay, remember Maplewood, and we're going to get away from Maplewood in the second half, but remember Maplewood that kicked down the door over there at Wipers Recycling and took and beat up the owner, Patty Guerin, and beat her up in front of her employees and threw her in jail, claiming, oh, you didn't have your property didn't have a certificate of occupancy. Well, the courts, of course, ruled that the certificate of occupancy came with the building when she bought it, but nonetheless, they beat her up and hauled her off to jail, and she's still physically not recovered from what they did. You know, the police there, that's what they did to my former cameraman. You know, they bend parts of your body beyond God's creation, and you forever now have a problem with those parts of your anatomy. So that's what Maplewood is known for, and that's how you get promoted. Remember, Maplewood is a Class B city, so there's it's like a military, that nothing goes on that hasn't come from up above, that the higher ups, it goes down in steps. So a Class B city, of course, the city manager is on top, and then it just goes down from there. So nothing happens on the bottom that the top hasn't authorized. Well, Sunday's paper, their Minneapolis, July 5th, Minneapolis Star-Tribune, they had an article, front page article, about Patty Guerin and Wipers Recycling and what the Maplewood police did to her. And of course, the Star-Trib has a blog site, and well, not really a blog, it's a website. So at www.startrib.com/local/9777865.html ? PAGE equal 3 and sign, which you call an ampersand, and C equal Y. Well, anyway, this is one of the sites where you can post your comments. What's really interesting is there's some comments on there by, of course, people don't use their real name. Sea Shark. Now, who is Sea Shark? Well, you read the comments, and you know, it's all slanted towards the city with very specific information that only if you were in the city system would you know. But it's presented as a way to try to disparage. You know, the Gang of Five up there is very good at disparaging. So they try to disparage Patty Guerin. But when you read it, you understand it has a lack of emotion, and well, no, that it's too emotional, but it lacks male hormone, and so now it's too emotional and lacks male hormone, and it was something that you would probably see written by a pseudo-intellectual. Somebody said to me, a little man syndrome. Well, when we analyzed it, we came to the conclusion that it must be John Nephew, city council person. So if you read this, just remember, look for the emotion, look for the lack of male hormone, and the pseudo-intellectual little man syndrome coming through. So that